We are in the middle of trying to make $6,000 in 31 days with DoorDash and Uber Eats. Today is Monday, April 3rd. We got started on March 31st and we're going to end at the end of April. We got our first order today for $7.50 and there's $2.50 peak pay on right now. So I thought it was a much better order than what it actually is. I accepted it and I was like, oh man, I didn't check if there's peak pay. This is just becoming a pattern. I'm probably almost saying this in every single video that I just don't check the DoorDash peak pay, which I don't have to mention it in the video, but it's because it's kind of embarrassing, but I'm doing it anyway. We have made over $900 so far in the first 3 days. We got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to kickstart this challenge, and I am very grateful for that. Monday is probably going to be slower than all 3 of those days, but should still be fine out here. Got this one for $8, a little over $8 for this sushi place, and I'm looking forward to it. It should be quicker than that DoorDash order, and it's a little bit higher paying, so I felt like why not do it. And it's gonna bring me to a different hotspot, and maybe that area is a little bit busier. I was looking around for a good DoorDash order, a good Uber Eats order, and the best we could do was $6 for DoorDash for Cheesecake Factory. I knew that it would be pretty quick. I knew that it would be less than 15 minutes and hopefully just around like 10 minutes to complete that order from start to finish. So I was like, okay, like that's definitely better than like other $6 orders that I could get, so why don't I just do that? As we're dropping that one off for the Cheesecake Factory, we got one for $13 here on Uber Eats. Wow, that is just so great. Like, it is gonna pull me a little bit out of my like area that I like to be in, like the very small area, but like this is still totally fine. I just like the Uber Eats orders because there's a higher chance that I can get a higher paying order. And of course, there's a ton of low offers on Uber. Of course, like there's a lot of them, but that's why I have Para to auto decline them. Like, I really just don't have to worry about most orders. I would say at least like 60% of the orders that just show up on my phone, they don't even actually reach me, and I don't have to decline them because I have Para auto decline, and they'll just be like, oh yeah, it's not your minimum payout, it's not at least $5, all right, we'll decline that. Oh, the mileage, the dollars per mile, it doesn't make sense for you. That's a filter that I already have set up in the app. It doesn't make sense. All right, we'll just auto decline that. And then I just don't have to be like touching my phone all the time, pressing the X button, because that'd be a little bit ridiculous if I had to do that. I am very happy that I took that Chick-fil-A order. It just turned out so well. And in that same complex of businesses, there is a Payway, and that is where I picked up this DoorDash order for $11, 4.4 miles. And it's a catering order. They ordered more than $100 worth of food, and so I just had to confirm that I had my catering bag, and then I just had to drive the 4.5 miles to the customer to go drop it off. Still in a pretty decent location, and there we go. We got a little bit more than $11. I think it was like $17.50. We're off to a fantastic start, and we are going back to the Chick-fil-A for another Uber Eats order. This one is $9.80. So not as good. I checked on Para. They told me that the dollars per mile wasn't as good as a lot of orders that I'm used to seeing, and so the dollars per hour is also not quite there, but it is bringing me back to my area, dropping me off in a pretty good spot, and so I wanted to accept that, and I accepted it right on the Para app. As we were working on that Chick-fil-A order for Uber Eats, I was reminded that I got a notification from Para saying try out the new location auto decline feature, and I thought, yeah, I haven't set that up yet. It just went live a few days ago. Let's try that out. And so I went in and I started looking at all the auto decline settings. I did see that that location feature was in there, and I was like, all right, let me check it out, but let's go over the other auto decline features first. And I saw that the restaurant filter was active, and I just had one restaurant in there. It's from Hash Kitchen. I don't ever really want to go there. I mean, it's usually like a 20-minute wait every time I go. You can try out as many as you want, I'm pretty sure. Like, you could add Popeyes, for instance. Like, usually that's a restaurant that a lot of people hate. There's other features too, like you can actually do the auto decline features. You can have it separate from Uber and Grubhub. So I went ahead and set up the location feature. A few reasons why you might want to do this. You might feel really unsafe in a certain area, maybe just a certain block in your town, and you just don't want to go there. Another reason why you might want to set this up if something is just too far away. Another way that I'm choosing to set this up is if like I'm nearing the end of my shift and I don't want to go to a specific area just because it's too far away from my apartment, then I will block this off. And what's really cool is that you can like turn on and turn off some of these filters. You don't have to have all of them active all at once. If any of this sounds good to you and you want to download Para, I have a link in the description. If you use that link, that helps out the channel. And I'm gonna be honest, I was too distracted with all the good orders that were coming to my phone that I forgot to actually turn on this feature. I forgot to click the button that says like, yes, I do want to filter out orders by location. If you want to actually see this in action, we're gonna have to come back out for dinner and test this out. But before we get to dinner, I do want to mention the Uber Eats orders that we actually got. It was a $10 order for PF Chang's and then a $7 add-on order. This one was fantastic. I mean, like, these orders don't just come in immediately. I am having to auto decline a lot of these bad ones. And then we got another one. It was a $10 order from Uber Eats, and that one was pretty good. It was bringing me kind of far away, but I got a Jersey Mike's order. This one was $5.50, but it was really short as I was coming back into my area. And then to finish off the lunch shift, I got an $8 order from Uber Eats, and that one was pretty decent. So we're finishing lunch at over $100 in about 3.5 hours worked, slightly higher than 3.5 hours, but still like a really good Monday lunch shift, and we'll be back out here for dinner. Got a little bit of a later start than I would have liked. I was just in my apartment trying to find a DoorDash and Uber Eats order, and they didn't send me anything. So I was like, fine, I'll get my shoes on and actually drive to the hotspot. And I got my first trip radar order from Uber Eats. It's the first one that I've ever accepted. I mean, they've sent me hundreds of them, if not like 1,000 of them by now. And like all of them have just been like really, really bad. But this one was okay. It wasn't bringing me to a great location. I kind of knew that going into it, but I was like, that's all right. It's over $10. Like, it'll probably be fine. And it was fine because we got another Uber Eats order, and this one is also over $10, and it's bringing me kind of back to where I want to be. I'm still gonna have to drive like 2 or 3 miles to get back, but it's much better than just driving back with no orders. Well, as you can tell, it's pretty late out here. It was not supposed to be this way, but I need to explain what happened so you don't fall into the same situation. Okay, that Ling's, that walk shop order, that was totally fine. No issues with that one. The next order also did not have a problem. That one was $11. The $150 Boost Plus pay was kicking in, so that one was really nice. It was bringing me to a really good area. And now the next one, it was a huge problem, and it's kind of my fault, but I need to explain myself. I saw this screen pop up. It was for Safeway, $16.50, but it's 10 miles. But I actually saw where the customer was, and I was like, oh, they live like a half mile away from a Safeway, and I'm only like a mile and a half from the Safeway that's right by them. So I think I can just go to the closer Safeway, the one that I don't have to drive 10 miles for. I can just drive like 2 miles for that. I thought it was going to be fine. They only ordered 2 items, and I thought everything was just going to be totally fine. Contacted the customer and was like, hey, like one of these items needs a substitution. So there we go. They were totally fine with it. So I was like, all right, everything's fine. I even paid for it, and it went through, and I was like, all right, cool, I'm on my way. I tried to submit the receipts and start the delivery, and they didn't let me. The app didn't let me at all, and so I was like, maybe I wasn't supposed to do this. So I called support. I was online with them for a long time. It's been like 20 minutes now. I'm just like really worried that something might happen to my Uber account because I went to the wrong store. I really don't want that. Uber's probably my #1 app, and DoorDash is #2. So I really don't want anything to happen to my Uber account, but I was on the phone with support for 20 minutes, just making sure that I'm doing everything I possibly can to figure this whole thing out. So it looks like we're going to be okay. I was even paid the full amount for that drop off. I'm really nervous. Like, if you're worried, if you're worried at all about getting deactivated, don't do that. And I am not going to do that ever again, going to a different store. I thought it would be fine. Like on DoorDash, I have done that before and everything has been completely fine. No issues at all. But with this one, it's getting me worried a little bit. Well, I mean, at least initially, everything is fine. I did get this $10 order for Panda Express. Such a fantastic order. I mean, the orders are always ready in Panda Express, so I mean, this is going to be amazing. At least initially, I'm not deactivated, but of course, I know that's not how deactivations work. It's going to take some time, maybe a couple days for them to figure it out in their system, maybe even weeks to see if I'm deactivated. So it's kind of stressful, but at least initially, Uber is still giving me good orders. And then when we were looking for orders, we got to test out the new feature and it worked out so well. It was to a place that was on the very edge of that zone and I didn't want to be there. And Para just said, nope, we're going to decline that one for you because it's in that range, in that circle, which I really, really appreciate that because it doesn't make sense to just get all the notifications blowing up on your phone to places that you just don't want to go. If you're in an area with a lot of crime, it might be a good idea to download Para and make sure that that location filter is turned on so you don't accidentally wind up in an area that you don't want to be in. And not only does Para have auto decline, but it also has Para Works. I've been seeing a lot of orders directly coming from the Para app that I've been wanting to try out. I'm just waiting until I find an order on there that's like really close to my location to where I can take an order from just the Para app. I don't have to rely on DoorDash or Uber Eats for all of my earnings. I can also use Para. There was another one that I wanted to accept. It was for Taco Bell for over $7 and the mileage was very short. After the Taco Bell order, we took one for Panda Express. It was another $7 payout. Now let's go pick up this DoorDash order for Panda Express. It's $5.50, but it's getting kind of late, so we're just trying to make any kind of money that we can. As we were delivering that Panda Express order, I got a notification saying that I had an offer declined for saying that the order was just in that zone that I didn't want to go to. After looking at the order, it was really good, but it was just too far away from my hotspot. And then we did a DoorDash order for Safeway. I had to shop for 3 items, but I got over $10 for it. And honestly, I don't think it took me longer than 20 minutes for the entire time from when I accepted it to the time I dropped it off. On DoorDash today, $52, and on Uber Eats, we made a lot more than that, like $150. So we made like $209 total today, bringing the month-long total in April to $1,125. It's only just the beginning, so we got a long way to go to reach $6,000, but we're like 18% of the way there. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to download Para, like I said, link is in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.